Welcome, everybody. Can everybody hear me? Audio check? Good. We are honored today to have the Afghan Minister of Commerce and Industry with us, Dr. Haji Azizi, and he is going to speak in Dari, and his remarks will be translated into English. So that, I guess, will be the protocol for all the questions that we ask. And I'm hoping that we will have time for some Q&A at the end of this. So if any of you have any questions for Mr. Azizi, please hang on to them and we'll try to get to them at the end of the session. It's an honor to have you here, sir. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
As a first question, I'd like to ask you to describe the main industries that you're seeing as essential to Afghanistan's recovery.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم بعد الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم خدمت حاضرین مجلس السلام على من اتبع الهدى. ما از کشور جمهوری قزاقستان
We appreciate the Kazakhstan and the forum advisor that they have invited us to this international forum. I want to tell the audience that Afghanistan is a great opportunity for investment and economic, political stability and social stability in Afghanistan. I want to say shortly that as long as I am introduced as a Minister of Industry and Commerce, I've worked quite a bit on the industry and manufacturing and also on the exports. And thanks God that we have been able to provide support for the industry manufacturing, not only in Afghanistan but for the region as well. We are slowly moving towards balancing our trade. At this moment, our trade balance is 18% export and 80% import. We are attempting to balance this to make sure that the trade and export and import is 50-50. For this purpose, most of the things that we are importing right now, we want to make sure that we manufacture it in Afghanistan, especially in the minerals. We have a lot of raw materials that we want to complete the value chain for the process of these raw materials. This is our priority. The next thing that we want to make sure that all our agricultural products, instead of exporting them as raw form, we add some value chain, some value to it and then export it. We want to make sure that this is properly sorted, packaged, and according to the international standards, and solve all the quarantine issues and then export them. And thanks God, most of our industrialists have been able to process these agricultural products within Afghanistan with the international standards. And they have reached most of the destinations for the export of the goods. and our priority is on the industry of the minerals and agriculture.
Your Excellency, I wonder if you could address the issue of corruption. I know that corruption is associated with Afghanistan, and I'd be interested in how you're working to build trust with potential investors and with the Afghan public.
Thank you very much.
When I took the responsibility of the Ministry of Industry and Commerce from the Supreme Leader, and I was in charge of the ministry, we promised that we will be working on two fronts that face the private sector. The first promise was to make sure we get rid of the corruption, and this was our priority. And secondly, to get rid of the bureaucracy that was prevalent. It is prevalent in several countries, but especially it was prevalent in the Afghanistan, and we inherited from the previous government. And thanks God, I can say that we have gotten rid of this bureaucracy and corruption from the Afghan system, or at least it's almost non-existent. Be it in distribution of a license or distribution of land, or all the programs in the ministry. Those programs weren't being done in months, but now we do it in days and hours. We are promised that all the industries that are built in Afghanistan, we reduce or almost remove all the tariffs on the goods that come to them. And if there is raw material that is needed for those factories but aren't available in Afghanistan, we provide either 0 or 1% tariff, meaning almost non-existent tariff for those goods. And we try to solve all these issues within 1 week. And I want to expand my discussion a little bit. Our funds are blocked with the Americans. In the first couple of years, we requested the unfreezing of those funds and given back to the people of Afghanistan. But even though our voices weren't heard, but the people of Afghanistan have moved on and they have adapted. The people of Afghanistan and ministry, with the help of Ministry of Industry in Afghanistan, have been working day and night. We want the people who have pen in their hands to express these opportunities and available opportunities in Afghanistan for the world. You know, there are countries who have been stable for a very long time, and there aren't many opportunities for the companies to work in these countries, but Afghanistan is an untapped market, and this provides potential for those countries for an investment. And we have it in we have opportunities in mines, in the agricultural sector of Afghanistan. There are opportunities available, and I promise you that with our support, that they can benefit out of this.
Thank you. You just teed up, I think, an interesting point for our audience. What would be the projects that you would prioritize, Your Excellency, if you had to rank investment
Thank you. As you know that Afghanistan has been over a long period of time, uh, they have a big potential in Afghanistan. Uh, there is a potential, obviously, for mineral resources and agricultural resources, and the need for the energy and capacity for transport and transit potential in Afghanistan. It's never been used. For the past 5 decades, Afghanistan, in regard to the economic sector, even though there were so many potential, but it was untapped and people lived under the poverty line. In Afghanistan, they were provided, somebody was provided an option that whether you want this food or this food. They said we want both, meaning we need for everything. Energy is the biggest sector in Afghanistan that is needed and needs investment, and similarly agriculture. There's a lot of potential and as a big sector. Infrastructure is the biggest thing. We need the roads. We can provide opportunities for investment in as BOT format, or if somebody is interested in assisting Afghanistan. But there are a lot of sectors that Afghanistan needs, especially in the infrastructure. If there are companies interested in investing in these sectors, I can tell you that there are the companies who have come to Afghanistan. They are extremely happy with the opportunities that they have in their hand. Even the businessmen who wanted to take their money outside of Afghanistan, they are now interested to invest their money in Afghanistan. And they are pleased with the opportunities that have been provided for them and for the investment program that they have. I can tell you from Turkey that there is 77 company who they have invested already and they are interested in more investment. And from China we have similar companies, and from region also we have some companies that are interested in investing. Afghanistan doesn't need support and investment in one sector. In all sectors, I can tell you that it's needed. I invite our Kazakh friends and investors to come to Afghanistan. Afghanistan is currently in the development phase. And we suggest that they work together with the Afghan brothers. I would like to tell the audience that as per the promise of the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan, we would like to express that all the officials of the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan, even though there are a lot of propaganda against them, but they are committed. Islamic Emirate is committed that Afghanistan and the Afghans should prosper, that they should live a great life, like the fact that they didn't have a chance for so many decades. Now we have to reach that development phase that we have been lacking for the past 50 years in a very short time. I believe in the next 5 years, with the programs that the officials of the Islamic Emirate have, I'm sure that we are going to be developing a lot in the infrastructures and the energy sectors, which is the basic needs for the people, as well as the railways, and as well as in the trade and import and export, and pretty much in all sectors of business and investment. I can tell you that the Islamic Emirate is working day and night. In the next 5 years, we will move towards economic stability, security, and political security, as well as economic security. In the next 5 years, I envision that Afghans will live in a prosperous life. Today, our people have moved towards migration. They want to go to other countries. They want to migrate to other countries for work. And I'm sure that once we provide these opportunities and facilitation, those Afghans will return back to Afghanistan, and they will be honored to come back.
Thank you. A final question just from me and from the desk here. I'm interested what message you would convey to the international community who might see Afghanistan as not a viable investment and perhaps would be wary of corruption or see Afghanistan as unstable. What message would you give to the international community?
This is a really great question that you asked. As I mentioned before, a little bit on this one, that the audience that have been present, and you obviously have views, you have pen in their hands. I want to share from different angles with you that let's fight against those media and that provide a negative picture of Afghanistan. Afghanistan is a champion in the political world. Afghanistan has never attacked somebody. Afghanistan has always been in a problem, as you have been seeing over a course of period, that they're always victims. Right now, we ask the international community and the regional countries, and especially from Kazakhstan, that they should see all the programs in Afghanistan from a point of view of justice, as justified, meaning without discrimination, and through the point of view of Afghanistan. Today, there are all kinds of programs running in Afghanistan, not for Afghanistan only, but rather for the region, for the international community as well. We expect, we are telling you that most of the media and people coming to Afghanistan, once they go to Afghanistan, they know that they express that this is not the same thing that they have been hearing, the negative views in the media. We ask those negative media coverage to let Afghans thrive, to let Afghans grow. It's been a very long time that Afghans have been victims under bombardments, under invasions. If we leave these, if they leave Afghans on their own, well, I promise you that they can prosper and they can live a better life. And if they can assist, especially like the regional countries, we have been witnessing that they have been good assistance. If it is the US or Japanese or European countries, if they can provide assistance, They should do it, if they do it in the economic sphere, I promise you that Afghanistan will grow much faster. And the 40 million Afghans that have been a victim and living a hard life, it will be for the betterment of those people. And we can make sure that we get rid of all the problems that those Afghans are facing. And I tell you that this is not the problem of Afghans, but this is the problem of the region. Let's take let's take part in the development of the Afghan economy and making Afghanistan independent, and let them take care of their country themselves and not become an obstacle, on the development, but as well as restrictions and sanctions on the Afghan government banking transactions, and also in the matters that belong to Afghans. Today we have officials that feel the Afghans, and they work for the Afghans, not for themselves, unlike before. They are working for the 40 million population of Afghanistan. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Minister. As we promised everybody, we're going to get a few questions in. With a few minutes left.
So in light of the economic challenges you have described that your country is facing, what steps are you taking and how is the Afghan government approaching the question of economic
مشنو
inclusion and empowerment as a key driver of inclusive economic development?
وزیر صاحب سوال اونایی است که بعضی مشکلات هایی که امروز صدرهای رشد تجارت خصوصا از خانم هاست که اونا خود اگر در اینجا یک بخش خود داشته باشن، چه قسم شما عالی برنامه دارین که اونا را هم بتانین در این دخیل بسازین در این رشد اقتصادی؟ Thank you very much. That has been a good question. That was a really good question. Today we have entrepreneurs, women entrepreneurs. There are 5,000 women entrepreneurs. They are registered in the Ministry of Industry and Commerce. Over 50,000 businesswomen are registered in other smaller sectors. And Ministry of Industry have done Ministry of Industry have worked in their development and also supporting their businesses. Last year there was $100 million worth of support from the NGOs, and I signed those contracts with them to support women entrepreneurs. Women entrepreneurs join us in our exhibitions. In the industries, we have women entrepreneurs. If there is a need for them, for the industry, for the land, or for anything, we prioritize them. And we make sure the same facilitation is provided for them as well, so that they can become a part of this economic development. And what you said in about 2024 for the report of World Bank, that has been discussing on this, that there is a less part of the women, but I can tell you that the Chamber of Afghan Women Chamber of Commerce and Industry is currently independently working. It's not under the government, and they are a big part of the Afghan development, economic development. and we make sure that they're going to be part of that. And even from the religious views, there is no issue, there is no problem that the women take their part in the economic development.
Your Excellency, you met in Kabul 1 month ago. Now we are here presenting your views about the Afghanistan future. And I totally agree with you that we should stop seeing Afghanistan just in military approach, black and white approach. It's the situation much profound, and Afghan government, since it took power almost 4 years ago, made a huge effort for saving those issues. With regard of human rights issues, Kazakhstan also shares this position with human rights and women rights. But we have acknowledged the fact that security issues
ولو عاوزنا ما وعاوز نظره.
Okay. So my question is, using your platform here in our council, can you say a couple of words? What role Kazakhstan can play in the process of state building in Afghanistan? Thank you.
وظیفه من نفهمیدم ببخشید. درست. Thank you very much. Our good friend, our good brother, spent some time in Afghanistan, and he had a lot of discussions with the Taliban officials. And to be honest, that Kazakhstan today, all the programs that they have in front of them, especially in the north-south transport, and it includes the Afghanistan economy. And we thank, not only thank them, but we support those programs. And all other programs, whether it's assistances for the people in issues, disasters, I thank them. Yesterday I had a meeting with the president of Kazakhstan. I always tell them that we have role models for us as Afghans and for the Ministry of Industry. One of those countries is Kazakhstan. There are other countries, but they are taking distance from us. But Kazakhstan has never felt we never felt a distance with Kazakhstan. And the fact that they removed our government from the blacklist, and they have opened all the doors for our private sectors. They have taken the first step. They are at the forefront of assisting Afghanistan. If they work in the Salang Tunnel area, which is this will assist the transportation for the Central Asian countries. This is a corridor. We don't want to we don't want to talk too much about the things that are lacking in Afghanistan, but I would say there are certain things that are important. But for example, railway and road that will not only assist Afghanistan, but it's needed for the region, and also the programs that is needed in Afghanistan, whether it's agriculture of sugar canes and other things that is needed, or the basic commodities in Afghanistan. We really appreciate that.
مایک کمی نزدیکتر بگیرین.
نمیخوان توی افغانستان
سرمایه گذاری کنن.
کنن به خاطر این تحریم ها. چطور سرمایه گذاری میتونه افزایش پیدا کنه با وجود این
تشکر.
تحریم ها؟ So the
تشکر.
question is about significant sanctions in Afghanistan. How is he expecting investment to grow with those sanctions given that they are a major deterrent? Thank you.
تشکر. بسیار سوال بجای است. حقیقت
Thank you very much for the question. I believe that we have development in the political arena as well. The world will finally recognize Afghanistan. There are discussions going on. There are delegations that have come to Afghanistan from different countries. As you know, that the Russian Federation has removed the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan from the blacklist as well. And they have studied all the issues and some matters in Afghanistan. Some decisions are taken after long discussions and after long studies. This is in the political arena, and I don't want to discuss too much on the political discussions because this is not my sphere. But in the economic sphere, we are not under any sanctions from any way at all. Even in the banking sector, there aren't any sanctions. But they don't treat Afghanistan properly, even though there are no sanctions. Not from the U.S., not from the United Nations. All our trade programs and export programs are done normally. If there is an investment program from foreign direct investment, there won't be any issue for them. If somebody doesn't want to come to Afghanistan, this is personal fear, if that there will be some issues from the United Nations or from United States. But this is a personal decision, and this is a personal fear. And I can tell you that if somebody comes to Afghanistan, that they will not face any issues. And I give an example of 77 companies, a Turkish company, but there are so many other companies who have also from Iran, from China, they have invested in Afghanistan, from Russia. Some companies are currently in discussions that are interested in Afghanistan. There aren't any issues at this moment.
Your Excellency, if we could please keep the last question and last answer brief. We're testing the patience of the organizers here by running over. So, last question.
Thank you very much. The last Foreign Minister. I had the pleasure of visiting Afghanistan a couple of years ago, and we were able to do these. You mentioned the negative views in the media, but there are some strange messaging that does come out of Afghanistan, which is, let's throw people. Banning chess happened not long ago, and I think that does sort of scratch a couple of people's people scratch their heads. When I visited Afghanistan, I went through the airport. My passport was stamped by a female. My baggage was inspected by a female. The NGOs that I worked with all had females working with them, and that was really good to see. But it is different, the messaging that seems to come from Afghanistan. So can I work for your clarity, bearing in mind the first question that's been made, of the role of women, because that is important. Obviously, Saudi Arabia, conservative interpretation
In regard to the question that asked by you, I would like to say some things. We have some priorities. We have 7 million people who have migrated to other countries, and in very difficult conditions and under the poverty line. Personally, as I said, I don't discuss the political discussions too much because I work in the economic sphere. We definitely want to take Afghanistan out of these economic issues and problems that they're facing, which is the priority of the Islamic Emirate. And Islamic Emirate is an economy-oriented government. If they close down this chess, it's going to be opened at some point later on. But if there is an Afghan migrating because of the poverty and becomes, and dies in those seas, or they see difficulties in those borders, why the international community don't ask about them? Thousands of Afghans are facing problems everywhere else. The international community doesn't ask about that. But if there is a closure of chess, which doesn't even feed me, the international community is asking about that. It doesn't do much for me as a person. But if somebody dies from poverty, we ask the international community to focus on those things, meaning the economic issues. Chess is closed, chess is opened. Park is open, park is closed. This is not going to solve the Afghan issues. The Afghan problem is not going to be solved like this. The Afghan problems are going to be solved when we have economic prosperity. Why the Americans have closed our roads, our doors, or they closed all the doors on us. They have bombarded us for 50 years, and now they're closing doors on us. Do we not have the can we not live? Even if there is invasion it should have a time limit. It should not be forever. They should come and see what are the needs of the Afghanistan on a daily life, and see, not judge it by outside, but rather to see what the Afghans really need. We don't have food to eat today. Why do we need the chess? If somebody is interested in chess, I can teach them to go and play it on Facebook, online. There is no restriction on the internet, but there is definitely some problem we have when it comes to the poverty. 15 million people in Afghanistan, they're young and they need jobs. If the international community and United Nations want to support the Afghans, they should come and support in the economic sphere. I know there are a lot of countries who are supporting us, but there are several countries that have done wrong things with us. We will solve all these issues that you mentioned today. But because they are priorities, and we're working on them, all of them, all the programs that we have, if I discuss too much, then I become it takes a lot of time. But we should work on the programs that are the priorities of the Afghans. Thank you very much.
Mr. Azizi, we could clearly speak for hours. This is fascinating, and thank you very much for your candor and for your responses. Thank you.
The audience for your questions. That was great. Thank you very much. Everybody going to head for lunch. Thank you.